shadows of the city lights. Concrete cradle under endless nights. Daddy worked 2 jobs, mama prayed for rain. Bills like chains rattling around my brain. But I read the books when the wolves were at the door. Charts and candles on the bedroom floor. Stocks in the morning, real estate at noon. Silver and gold under the harvest moon. Sweat on my collar, fire in my veins. Every dollar saved was breaking free from the pain. They said play it safe, boy, stay in line. Clock in, clock out till the end of time. But the system's a cage with a velvet disguise, promising heaven while it steals your life. Right from the ashes I built my throne. Right. Turn pennies to empires of my own. Stocks and stones, bricks of gold, silver rivers in the stories I told. I broke the wheel, I broke the road, golden chains, no more. Golden chains, no more. I sold my fear for a pocket full of grit. Learned the hard math, made the numbers fit. While they were laughing, I was making my move. Every red defeat had something left to prove. Late night hunger and a borrowed chair. One cracked lamp and 1,000 stairs. I watched the weak hands fold and bend, then I doubled down and called it the end. Now the same old names come crawling back, knocking on my door with their polished stack. But I know that sound, I know that price. I paid in blood for this smaller life. They said stay small, boy, stay in line. Clock in, clock out till the end of time. But the system's a cage with a velvet disguise, promising heaven while it steals your life. Right from the ashes I built my throne. Right. Turn pennies to empires of my own. Stocks and stones, bricks of gold, silver rivers in the stories I told. I broke the wheel.
Hey, good afternoon, morning, wherever you might be in this world. Evening, I guess, for some of you guys. We're just kind of relaxing. It's a Silver Dragoon here today, and really just kind of having some fun. My plan here is to spend some time doing some follow-up, go through some of the walkers that were either like, you know, harder to find dates or key dates, or even just some of the nicer, you know, 40s coins that I had, and go through an exercise here of just kind of grading them and looking at them real closely with a microscope and naked eye and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, like, it's more of a lesson learning for me. We'll find, so hopefully I'll find like 4 or 5 at least that I would be willing to try to get graded and see what they come back, or maybe even some of them will just be like experiments. Like I have like a 1921 in here where I might just kind of predict the grade myself, and then when we send it off to grading, we can see how close we were to the prediction and stuff. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying your afternoon. Nothing too crazy, fantastic, exciting, you know, and we'll just kind of enjoy ourselves. So thanks for being here. If you are here, if you got anything, and obviously while we're doing this, you just have like little general conversations and chats about everything. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if people actually want to come in and hang out. If not, you know, I'll just kind of, again, mind my own business, and I'm gonna try to get this a little bit straighter there. I'll just mind my own business and do the grading for myself, and then we'll see what people think at the end. All right, we're just gonna get started on the coin one. Let me switch over to, let's see, I think this was the screen I was gonna go to. Yeah, so we can go back and forth between these two. This is the actual microscope. So if I wanted to go ahead and dial this in real quick, I could, you know, get this all cleared up there. There she is right there at that level, but I think we might go a little bit more detailed here. I'm going to come bring it in a little bit closer. I'm gonna bring it in a little tighter. That's looking pretty good. All right, and then we got this one. If we want to see like the big microscope there, we can kind of go through. And yeah, again, I'm not going to have a very fast pace here. I've got my book also on the edge, my reference book, to determine what the grades like rationale is. And I'm going to be using that to kind of go through and look for. Obviously, if anything's going to be MS, the first check that we're going to do is we're going to go through and see if anything might be mint state uncirculated, right? So mint state is basically uncirculated, and that would imply that there's going to be really no circulation wear or identifiable circulation wear anywhere on the coin. So most of these coins here are going to be, there's like what, 12 of them. Most of them are going to be knocked out instantly just from that. Also brought this one. This is my newest coin. Really proud to have this coin. Not very many that are existing in the world at a higher grade than this. You know, one of the key dates, 1921S. We've got a 21D, and one of my 1921s here, I think, is the Philly in this pile, and so that's probably gonna be the one that I get graded to have for my registry, and it'll be the kind of the coin that I pulled myself, so to speak. You could say it like that. So, all right. First things first, I think I go through and I sort these between which ones are actual mint state and which ones are not, and then we can break it down from there. So kind of go through real quickly. If we're looking at these things, right, I'll put it on the camera mostly. My light's being blocked, but you know, we're looking for wear right over kind of the left breast area, the face, obviously, the left hand coming down there, and then the leg on that side. And on this side, we're really looking for wear kind of right across the eagle's breast feathers and some of the feathers up on the top of the wing. So let's get into it a little closer. Is, I would say, you know, right out the gate, that does look to me like, you know, there's a little bit of wear coming on there. Let me get my pointer real quick. Can't find my super sharp pointer, but I can use this as well. Coming in here, right there is what I'm looking at. You know, you can see kind of that smoothness that goes primarily right there. Makes me think that this right out the gate is going to have some wear. So we're going to move this into the non BU pile. Our next one. Oh, much better, much better. So this is a difficult one. So we'll look up here the face definition. Pretty good. I got a little bit, just a little bit of the ear, a little bit rubbed up there. Not much of the hair coloring right there underneath the cap. Hey, what's up, Selfish Stacker? How you doing? Yeah, we're just getting started here again. I gave my intro, but there wasn't very, you know, I don't think anybody was here when I gave my intro, but we are just kind of going through, grading some coins. I really would like to submit some coins to PCGS and kind of see what the process is like at some point here. So I'm going to go through the coins that I'm interested in. Right now we are looking for any BUs that could rate MS 60 or higher. I don't think I have any, but I'm going to look. This one is close though. Like you can see, I still see a little bit, like, again, there's some mint press that can do a little bit there. Real good definition right there on the blouse. Right there is what I'm concerned again with. Right there, that looks like a little bit rubbed up, like right, that looks like circulation wear to me, right down that line, down the hand there. So try to get different angles and stuff, see if the light changes anyway here, but really I'm looking at that, and then we'll go over here and just check the back as well. And I feel like for sure we can say that this had some circulation right here. All those breast feathers, which should be pronounced, are kind of gone. And if I need, and I think even right there, you can see the coloration where we go from like that silverish gray look to that kind of like drab gray. I think these are a pretty good telltale signs. Decent definition in the eye and the beak right there. So this one, you know, this one's probably somewhere in that like AU 55 range. You know, I'm probably not gonna break it down too much. What is this one? 19? 1945. So I don't think we're gonna really waste our time and money grading a 1945 that is not BU, but really, very nice clean coin, nice stripes right here. The hand definition is pretty poor. I'd say that's pretty poor. So there we go. What's going on, Rodriguez? How's it going? So we're gonna put a second one up here in our pile. And again, I'm just gonna go through right here. We're going through all these coins. We have a pile of ones that we know are not BU, but that doesn't mean that we're not gonna grade them. Some of these might be, a better date that we want to, even though it could be like a fine 8 or something, we still want to check it out and grade it because, some of those have value as well. So, yep, thanks for being here, guys. Go up, throw another 1941 on here. All right. Now we've got even more definition. Good looking stars. You can see that curly hair that we were talking about underneath the cap starting to come out right there. The ear is a little bit, it's hard to tell if that's like a poor strike on the face or if that's wear. This one is close. If I slide up here, look at that. We've almost got a little bit more roundness on the breast, which is, again, that's a good sign. That's kind of a sign that we have no wear there. Very little, if any, right there across the chest. So that one's looking, you can see this one looking much closer than that other one. We also have a little bit of the hand here. I can see the thumb and the index finger right there. That's very important. You can see that V shape going right over there. That's nice. I still think that this one might have some wear. I mean, it looks like there's just a touch going on there. So this one is the closest one we've had so far. Look like it could possibly be in that range. I'm still concerned about this right here. But let's go ahead and flip it over. Let's look at the other sides. We're just sorting right now between potential BUs and non-BUs, and then we'll go back and do like real actual grading of each coin where I take it through and I really look at it. I mean, rim looking good. If you guys see something I don't see, let me know. We'll make it through. Yeah, I mean, this one's looking real close to me. This one is probably quite. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in the BU pile just in case, because I'm not good enough at this to know if this is a mint type thing where it was pressed and it kind of lost some definition there, because I feel like that's pretty round up here on the breast, and then right here is just, it's pretty clean. I'm gonna go ahead and move this to the right pile. See what happens. All right, we got a 19, this one's looking good. We got a 1936 and Philly. So 1936 Philly. Did I look at the breast feathers of this one? Let me see here. Go ahead and look at the eagle as well. I forgot to look at the back here. So big difference, pronounced difference in the breast feathers on this one compared to that second one we looked at. Pretty soft here again. Again, what's the difference between a weak strike and circulation? That's the big thing that I need to learn here. Looking pretty good on the feathers and everything. I mean, and then right here, another spot is kind of right along here. I think this one is probably, in my opinion, this one's probably just under circulated, like, so almost uncirculated. All right, back to this coin, the 1936, and pretty good here. See a little bit of the thumb and forefinger there. Using the different angles of myself real quick to see. Looks pretty good. But look at that. Look at that right there. More than one side to a coin. Definite circulation up here on the feathers on the tip. The wing joint and the breast is pretty worn out right there. So this guy's gonna go in that circulated pile. So I have a 1921 here that we're gonna get into. This one is obviously circulated. The reason we're gonna be going into this one, this is the 1921S, is we might go ahead and get this one graded just because, I have this guy, right? This 1921S and VF25. This is nowhere near that, but I'm curious to see what we can get with that one. So we'll put this one down for now, but Get the next coin here. What's up, Biscuits? How's it going, sir? Weak strike right there on the stars. Ears barely visible. Left breast and left rib cage looks like it's got some wear to me. Looks like you can see the discoloration of the coin, right? Like just the different colors right there on that wear pattern where typically the wear is, right down that line. So this coin, I think, is definitely going to have be circulated. It's so hard to find uncirculated coins in the raw wild, huh? Right there. I mean, again, you can see the discoloration coming through. A little bit of rubbing here. Living the dream, baby. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of rubbing here, but then it starts to really pick up right here. One of the most focal points, the highest points. And then the leg, I think it's pretty clear right down there. Jammies, what's going on, big man? We got some rub there. So this one's going to be in the circulated pile. So far, we have only really found one that's even kind of close. What I would say close to being uncirculated. We got a few more though to go through here. This is a 1946er. 1946. Look at that. That's a nice strike right there on that date. And then let's see what we got here. Philly. All right, Philly. Let's see. All right. This is looking a little better. Ears still barely visible. Man, it's so tough. It's so tough because I feel like it's got that same wear pattern right there. From the naked eye, it looks a little better from the naked eye, but man, still it is. Yeah, I definitely think I think this one's definitely going to be circulated because right there on that leg, on these high parts on the knee and stuff, you lose a lot of that definition and that color changing. This is also a weak strike on the lines on the skirt stuff. So let's see how the sandal is also. Oh, that sandal looks good actually. That's a pretty solid sandal. Pretty solid. The date's real strong, but definitely weak right here. And then what I deem to be circulation wear right there. So let's look at the back. Pretty decent wing. Wing feathers decent, a little bit there. Breast feathers not nearly as pronounced. You know, the thing is, like, if you really want to kind of like see what they're supposed to look like, right? What we do is we take out these MS65s. And when you look at these MS65s, like, it all becomes real evident real fast. Let me pull up a little bit here. Pull up, not out, gentlemen. All right, here we go. Look, I mean, look at okay, this is an MS65, so obviously uncirculated. Look at the sandal detail. We can see the straps. Look how well struck the stripes are in there, right? Look at the hand. So this hand is what would be considered a weak strike. We were talking about that. A weak strike doesn't really show the thumb and the forefinger as pronounced there, right? But then we look up here, right? There's still that little bit of that rounding, that softness on the left breast. But if you look right underneath where that like left rib cage would be, big difference. And then up here, we've got the hair, the curly hair, the cap, the ear. So I always use these MS65s to kind of like re-gauge my eye, right? And then the same thing on the eagle. Look at the eagle. This is what I'm talking about when I keep saying these feathers. We should be see all that. We should be seeing all these feathers, these independent feathers up here. So when it's nice and smooth, you know, we kind of have to scratch it. And then look at the breast. It's almost like a chicken fried, you know, drumstick. You know what I mean? You've got like a bunch of texture right there. It looks like a little drumstick right there. And so when we go to these that are not as pronounced, like look at the definition change on the focus this guy real quick. But look what I'm talking about. You can see the definition just goes away. So when I'm looking at this and I'm saying, hey, I feel like this is definitely circulation wear. That's why, because those feathers had all been basically rubbed away. So not bad, but again, we have to consider this circulated, even though it was a decent coin. And this is the fine detail minutia, right? All these coins to the naked eye, right? If I were to switch the screen, right? I switch the screen and you look at these walkers. These walkers look pretty freaking nice. These would definitely be walkers that you would, you know, take out of the bin and be like, oh yeah, let me get that thing. You know, I got full dates, I got, you know, skirt lines, everything. But it is different when you're really getting it under the microscope. And this, you know, we're trying to pretend like we're graders here. They use like I think they use a 5x magnifying glass. So a 3 or a 5x, can't remember, but either way, if I don't like it, it ain't going, you know. All right, let's get back into it. Where's my man Catcom? He's my grading aficionado, or Dub C. All right, so this one's definitely got a lot of toning, and the toning, I got to learn how to look past the toning, because the toning is not necessarily the thing that is going to hurt too much, but hand pretty sloppy weak. Hard to tell. We got definitely much more distinct, decent strike on the skirt here. Sandal, I got the straps really nice on both. There are some features of this that are nice, but the toning makes it hard. We gotta get past the toning a little bit here. All right, now do we think it's circular or not? Pretty smooth right there, right underneath the chest. We might go look at the other side to see a little bit more detail, see if we can get some better answers here. It's hard, right? The toning makes it hard. I don't know how graders deal with all the toning. That's not bad. That almost looks like that drumstick, but right there, pretty smooth right across the chest there. And then look at that, the actual drumstick looking pretty smooth down there too. There should be a lot of feathers right there. So we got another circulated one. Oh, I moved my one. All right, look at this little guy. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? This one looks really nice in person, but right there, pretty flat. Pretty flat. Bad there, though. Really nice strike, though, on the sandal. Huh? Morning, ASC. All right, all right. Nice stuff, ASC. Okay. Let's look at circulation. I have a feeling they're all going to be circulated. So we're going to have to really kind of pick out the best ones and go from there. Oh, look at that. What is that? What happened there? That's a weird look. One looks like it's been through a bit. I was looking there like looking with my eyes. Leaned over. I forgot it wasn't on camera. All right. This one's got too much nooks, too much scratches on this one. This one's just gonna go to the no, straight up no pile. All right. Oh, that's not bad. Like a little bit better down there. Hands there. I like pitting on this one. What's going on, North Star? How you doing? We got decent feathers there, a little bit of rub up top, and then the big rub right there. We learn a lot when we flip it over to that eagle's breast, don't we? We learn a lot. That hand is almost gone. $19.35. We can all see it instantly now. It looks like a race stripe right through the middle of the coin. What's that right there? Big giant notch cut into it right there. What is that? Dang, that's interesting. She's a beaut, Clark. Anybody out there still collecting coins? All right, let's do that. Okay, I only saw like a couple that was even interested in. I didn't do a very good job of moving them out though. Let me see. That one's close. That one's close. this, right? Close. Before I go into the detail and stuff. Oh, that one's a decent one. That side. Yeah, this is probably the best one right here. What is this? This is a 1942. 1942 Philly. So this might be the best one that I've seen. Put him on the top. It's definitely worn. Close. That's close. All right, and then we had the 1921. All right, the 1921. Hey, what's going on, Penny Scout? How you doing, bud? Thanks for being here. This thing obviously is circulated, right? We got missing parts of the rim, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that program, which is right here, you know, right there on the left side of my screen here. Boop. I'm going to go through this real quick, and I'm going to read out the descriptions of what each grade is, and I'm going to try to figure out what I think this 1921 is going to actually grade at. So I think we're a little too tight for this. Let's go ahead and bring her up a little bit higher. We don't need to be that detailed. Okay, that's probably good. She ain't good. Not for long. Got an open house to go to. Ah, you trying to buy a place, or what are you doing? Trying to sell a place, buy a place? Is it your place? Do have 5 coins here. I get maybe it's 6 that like I'm actually interested in grading, even if I know that they're gonna come back like weak grades, just to learn how to do the process. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. All right. This is the 1921. Let me go back to start from the beginning. So how I do it, I don't know how y'all do grading. I start from the lowest grade possible that I think that it could be, or start from the bottom, and like if it's very clearly better than that, I'll move up instantly. Okay, so let's just start right here. A lot of it has to do with the date. All right, this is for AG3, pretty low here. AG3 says outlined design, parts of the date and legend are worn smooth. So I would say yes, parts of it are worn smooth for sure. The obverse, the figure is outlined with nearly all details worn away. I would say like we're a little bit better than that right off the gate, because like I can see the hand, I can see the skirt lines, right? I can see, you know, something like the laurel here. I can see some of the stars. So we definitely have an outline. A majority of it is worn away, but we do have, right, the In God We Trust. We do have the motto. We do have that. Okay. Date is weak but readable. I would say we are better than weak. I mean, that's definitely readable. It's pretty clear. And the rim merges with the lettering. So we do have this problem here. So you can see a little bit of the rim. There is definitely a rim there, but I do agree that it's merging. A little bit more rim there. And then over here, we get the rim back. So I'd say that we're better than rim merged with lettering, because we, I think most people can see that, like, you know, you can see the rim on that. I don't know what y'all are talking about. What's going on, Penny? All right. G4s and the entire design is well worn. Yes. Very little detail remaining. I mean, I would agree with that. The legend and date are weak but visible. Top of the date may be worn flat. Rim is flat but nearly complete. Okay, so this rim is more than, like, this rim is not flat. Like, not completely flat. Like, there's definitely a little bit of it that can snag. And same thing here, right? There's a little bit of it. So right there, it's worn. That would be worn. But here, like we've definitely got, I can definitely snag some of the frame, and then worn again down here. Worn, worn. So she's ugly, but she ain't the worst, right? Eagle is worn nearly flat, but is completely outlined. Lettering and motto are worn, but clearly visible. I mean, I wouldn't even, I mean, that's definitely got worn, but it's definitely clearly visible. Eagle is worn nearly flat, but is completely outlined. Lettering and motto. So, I mean, he's definitely completely outlined, right? Yeah, for sure. So he's not so worn out that he can't be seen. All right, so I think we're at the bare minimum, we're at G4, which is not saying much, to be honest. I do have a, if I can find it, I do have a VF5, I think it is. Or no, sorry, like an F5. Hold on. VG8. Oh, sorry, I have a VG8 that we can use to compare it to. You know, this is a little bit better, but this is an 8. So, all right, that's G4. The next step up is VG8. So we basically go from this one on the right to, in theory, this one on the left. And so what we're going to do is we're going to see how close we are to the one on the left here. Look at, like, such a better date. So I think that we are, I'll be honest, I think I could probably stop right here with this coin. But let's go ahead and read what VG8 is and see if there's even a possibility of getting in between there. All right, so well worn, design is clear but flat and lacking details. I mean, I think that yes, I think that we do satisfy that criteria, but we'll see. Obverse, the entire design is weak. Most details in the gown are worn smooth except for coins after 1921. So most details in the gown are worn smooth. I mean, I see stripes there. I see stripes there. I can see folds in it. So we might be okay there. Half the stripes must show. So half the stripes must show. So to know what the stripes should be, right, we have to look at those other coins and say, okay, we should have stripes on the left here. We should have stripes there. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5 rows of stripes that should be in theory showing. So half would be 2.5, right? So if I look at this thing, I only really see like partial there and partial there. So in my mind, we do not have half the stripes showing. So I think that we are under a VG8. I think this is going to be closer to a G4, which would be like pretty much the one of the lowest grades you can get, really. And then if I look at this all other VG8, right, or they're saying half the stripe should be showing. Let's see here. It's hard with that reflection. I get it. I'm sorry. I see a little bit more of the stripes there. I see a little bit more of the stripes there. I see some of the stripes there, right? So I do see, man, it's really tough with that light glare on y'all. I'm sorry, but I do see, you know, 3 batches of stripes at the very least appearing. So it's got more stripes showing than the other one. So I think that we're very clearly, this is going to be, if I had to guess, like a G4 grade on that coin. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that into my ledger real quick, just so I know what I'm looking at here. This is the 1921 S. Predicted grade is G4. I don't think, I mean, they don't go, let me check. Do they even go like G5, G6, or does it just jump from whatever, G4 to VG8? Hold on, let me see. Walking, Liberty, $50, G6. Do a G6. Okay, no, right. So it does have a range. It does have the full range between G4, G5, G6, and G7. It looks like that could be. So I think that we're better than a 4. I would say, I'm going to say G5 on my prediction here, or G6. I don't know. Like, it's hard because they didn't break it down that low. I got another book. Maybe I could go pull my other book out and see if it actually goes deeper to the grades there. See here. G6 might be where we're at. Not really finding anything that helps me. So I'm just gonna say G6 because I go G6. A little bit better than G4 on that guy. Just had the wrong point up there, my bad. Walked away without. All right. Cool. And yeah, I'm trying to look up some examples of G6s on the internet right now. I think that we're pretty close to some of these. That one's a little better, honestly. No, G4 it is. Just looking at G4s to G6s on eBay, I think that's a G4. So I think what we do is we then put it into one of these and we guess what we think it was. I'm gonna say G4. That's my guess. There we go. He's labeled G4. All right, let's look at these other ones. A few more I want to look at. What was this? Pretty nice. All right. We can probably go up to the AU section. We'll just skip all the rest there. Extra fine. We'll start at extra fine. We'll see if we can get into AU. So, extra fine says very light wear on only the highest points. Like, I think that might be our case, but we'll see. Light wear spots shown on head. No, I don't really see much, but head, breast, arms, left leg, and foot. I mean, I don't know. That foot looks real clean to me. That left leg looks real clean to me. I think we're okay there. I really do think we're better than that EF45. So AU50, small traces of wear are visible on highest points. That's what the general about uncirculated is. So then we'll look at AU50. Traces of wear show on head, breast, arms, and left leg. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't see much wear, if any at all, on the left leg. The hand is very poorly struck. Left breast, I don't even see much traces of wear there. And the head, I don't see much there. So I think we're okay. The reverse, traces of wear show on high points of the wing. I don't see that very much at all. At center of head, all leg feathers are visible. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Half of the mint luster is present, I guess. I'll be honest, I don't know how to judge luster, guys. I'll need y'all's take on how to objectively look at luster. I guess that's something that where I'd have to hold it into the light. I mean, it definitely has a little bit of like that, you know, shine. I don't know how to gauge luster. I think I'm gonna all right, let's see. Let's go up one higher. AU55. Only a trace wear shows on highest points of head, breast, and right arm. I mean, I think that we agree with that. Trace of wear shows below the neck and on the left leg between the breast and left wing. I don't know. I don't see much on this, to be honest with you. Worn in the obverse. I think we might be at like AU 55 range on this coin, guys. I really do. I mean, now let's look at it for other things like scratches on the devices and fields. Like this field's pretty clean right there on the right, which honestly cleaner than most. It does have toning, by the way. You can see like the toning in there when I move it around the light a little bit. This coin definitely has some toning, so I'm trying to ignore the toning and look for more like scratches or abrasions. The hand is very weakly struck. I can look up the details on the 1942 to see like if this mint had a problem there. The rays look solid with no abrasions in front. I see a little bit of scratches right there on that left leg right there. Maybe right there on the hip. I mean, but not bad in terms of like quality. I haven't really looked at the rim and stuff, but all right, let's look at this guy on the back. Fields are pretty clean aside from all the toning, which again isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, real nice. United States of America looks real clean. Maybe some scratches right there in the middle of the wing. All right, pretty clean. I'm gonna say AU 55. That's a pretty like bold guess, to be honest with you. But I think we give it an AU 55, and we'll see what happens. Last time we did this, I felt like I was a little bit harsh of a grader. Going on, Serps? How you doing, bud? All right, we got these two done. Only a couple more. How's everybody's Sunday afternoon going? Leisurely and relaxing? What's up, boys? All right, we got two done. I doubt we have another one up to 55. I'm hoping we can get to AU 50. I mean, it still says traces of wear, right? So hoping gold stays down so I can buy some. Yeah, gold's not been that bad, right? I mean, silver's the one that's really getting rocked. Gold's 4,200. Sheesh. Silver's 68. No, not bad. We're not bad. I have hedged my position. So I bought what are called put options. So in my mind, they don't expire till like October or November. So I have a few months, and I'm gonna, obviously I don't want to lose a ton of money. Like I don't want to lose 4K. But in theory, if silver stays pretty flat or goes up, I'll be okay. I'll probably make a decision on if I'm going to get rid of them within the next month or so. But yeah, if silver the bottom falls out and it does go to like $60 an ounce or $55 an ounce, those options will be worth a lot of money, and I can just sell them and take the profits from that to cover like the physical valuation loss. So you have the kids all by yourself, mustard and biscuits. I just took the dog with my wife. We went for a walk up to like this little river out there by the neighborhood. So walked out to the river and walked back, get the dog, acquainted with other dogs and stuff like that. And is so much better strike on this one. This is a 1936. Oh yeah, 1942. Which was this? 1942 was 1942 Philly is, I gotta put it on my ledger here. 1942P. I'm gonna say AU 55. I think that's a little bit aggressive, but we're gonna say it. All right, now we're looking at a 1936. This is another Philly, 1936. All right, now let's give it the look over. All right, let's look at the, again, traces of wear show on the high points of the wings and at center of the head. All leg feathers are visible. I don't know about this one, guys. I see a little bit of wear on that beak and head. The breast feathers are pretty weak, to be honest, and the leg feathers are kind of worn down too. I think this guy might be down at the 45 level. Yeah, I think this one's probably going to be, I don't think this one's going to be gradable. All right, let's go back to the reverse, or the obverse here. It says traces of wear show on head, breast, arm, and left leg. Okay, we got that. Like, definitely have like traces of wear on those positions. It says nearly all gown lines are clearly visible. Sandal details are bold and complete. Knee is lightly worn but full and rounded. So sandals are not, either the sandals are lightly struck and not very complete. One of the two. I don't think this is a gradable coin, guys. And then I got notches in the rays right there. See cuts up there. Pretty weak on the, I mean, this one is, I think it's soft struck, and I think it's got, yeah, I think this is just gonna go into the no pile, boys. Why waste our time on a bad coin? All right, here we go. Okay, that's a better looking sandal for sure. Better looking sandal. All skirt lines are complete, which we got. I think we're good there. We got all the skirt lines. Light wear for sure on the leg, arm there. Definitely a little bit of luster still coming in here. It's like a little bit scratches, but definitely still lustrous a little bit. All right, this is where we tell. Look at really nice wings, really nice wing definition. Hey, Dalsinaire, how's it going, buddy? Hey, Dalsinaire, I got apologize. I did not mean to drop some a little F-bomb on your live stream last night. My apologies, brother. We got getting into the deeper conversations there. But I forgot you like to keep it much cleaner than that, so I apologize there, bud. All right. This one's definitely better on the back. I mean, we're pretty soft here on the breast feathers, and the leg feathers are not full, so small flat spots on high points of breast and legs. Wing feathers have nearly full detail. Yeah, I think we're good on the wing. I think we're solidly EF45 or better here, because that wing is really nice. Traces of wear show on high points of wings and at center of head. I mean, yeah, I think we're good. Like, definitely a touch, maybe a touch right there. Center of head, the head looks pretty good. I mean, I've got the eye. I've got that. This book that I'm looking at is North Star. This is the American Numismatic Association grading standards. I actually have a plethora of books on just the Walking Liberty half dollar itself, and I've been reading them, and certain dates, you know, have different strike issues, and certain mintages have different strike issues, but this is the book that we're referring to for our kind of our grading standards. So good question. I didn't really address that completely earlier. I think we're between E45 and A50. Half of the mint luster is still present. That's a hard one for me to determine. It really is. Like, I just don't understand luster and eye appeal at all. I don't like the subjective grades that they have there. We definitely have some scratching in the fields, which I think will probably, you can almost see it there, but we have a notch right there. The left breast has a cut right there. We'll see here. That all looks pretty good. We got a notch right there, a little ding in the skirt. Not supposed to be there. That little notch right there is not supposed to be there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this coin out of my grading circulation. We got a bunch of scrapes, scratches right there across that part of the blouse. We got the scratches that you can kind of see in the fields here, which is like one of the primary focal points, so that's not a good spot to have scratches. I know, Catcom. I said that earlier. We got a scratch there. We got a scratch there. The one thing I will say is, like, when you stare at these coins long enough, like, you're eventually like, that shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there, right? Like, a little bit of a rim ding right there, a little tiny one, but you can see it. A little bit of rim things and scratches right there. So this coin, I'm going to pull it out of the grading circulation. It's just not going to be worth time and money. All right, I got 2 more, guys. We have 2 more that we think might be worth getting a little deeper on. And so far, we've only got 2 that I think I'm even willing to spend my money on grading. One's just because it's 1921 S and it's just a key date. So like, why not get it certified and, you know, in a holder? All right, here we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Not today, Serpents. He normally shows up too. Really nice hand definition here. The face is worn. I cannot see the ear. The eye is almost depressed in there. Now, again, this is a 1944. I have to look up to see if the 44 had any weak strike issues. And this is also a 1944 Philly. So again, I've got book references that tell me like what issues each of the mints had on each of the dates, like what the challenges are for grading. But anyway, we'll look at this. All right, much more worn on the face than the last one. Almost like some pitting on the arm there. Breast a little bit worn, chest a little bit worn. Hand strike is very weak. That's a very poor strike right there on the hand. Little bit there, but otherwise the knee's fine and rounded. You can see all the stripes. So we're good on that. Traces of wear, light wear. I think we're probably closer to the EF45 already, just off that. Not even looking at other things that might take it down a notch. Wow, now this is good. Very good wing. You can see all the feather detail. Butterface, yeah, for sure, dude. Put a bag on that one. Really good breast feather definition right there. You know, we're seeing that again. We want to see that Colonel's Kentucky Fried Chicken drumstick look on this chest here. We want to see lots of you know, wrinkles and folds there. Pretty good. Head looking good. I think it was Serpents and Biscuits and North Star and all those guys said hi to you, Thousander. Leg is looking pretty flat. I'm going to go ahead and say that this one is probably starting at E45 right there in that little bit of a spot right there. That's a gouge that shouldn't be there. America. You see that like gouge right there? That's definitely not supposed to be there. Really nice sandals though. Right there on the sun, we've got a nice little gouge as well. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this one out of our grading pile. Good stars though. We have really solid stars up here, better than most that we've looked at. So this coin has some good features, but I think where the main focal point, guys, the main focal point is right there from that E all the way down to the middle of the date, right? So you see that line that I'm tracing right there? That's that wear point. That's that main focal point. So when these elements have like worn down, worn down, worn down, plus all the other scrapes and abrasions that we've seen, it's just, we got to pull it out. Kentucky Fried Freedom. Damn right, son. All right, one more here to take a look at. Got the ear coming back a little bit on the ear, a little bit on the eye. Looks like she went through the emo depression stage on her wrist right there, if you catch my drift there. Stars looking okay. Really terrible hand job. Soft strike on these stripes. You can just see how much less pronounced they are. For 1946, yeah. These should be pretty much uncirculated. I've got a gouge across one of those rays right there. There's 13 rays, by the way. It's kind of cool if you ever thought about it, right? Lots of symbolism in this coin, by the way. Stars, stripes, you know, 13, 13, 13 everywhere. It's kind of like a trend. Good wing. A little bit more wear up there than the last coin as well. Breast, pretty worn right through there. Garbage. just some nice parts of this coin. But yeah, I think that, you know, again, I'm not really looking at, you know, getting EU 45s and below on grading costs. So man, I thought I was going to come out with more than 2 coins out of that. So maybe I need to spend some time and go get some more coins. But the only reason I want to grade this one is because it is a 1921S. And so that'd almost be just getting it certified for the key date, just to have it. This one, I do think this was our best one. And you can see it's got some toning too. I don't know if the toning's going to take away from the grade or add to it. It does have, you can see that luster that we're talking about. Like, I feel like it has some of the luster. This one had more of the definition. It didn't have much abrasions, you know, like it didn't have much beat downs and stuff to it like some of these other coins did, right? She didn't get hit by the ugly tree too many times. Yeah, so I think we got these 2. Now, it's not worth sending a grading submission to me for 2 coins. I'm going to have to find some more coins or grade some of my other like key dates, pull out some more key dates and just kind of go through them, see which ones are tough to grade and maybe get those done. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I gotta stretch out. I'm sore. Gentlemen, ladies, what else do we have to talk about today while you're all here? You guys ready for, excited about silver and gold? Are we juiced up about silver and gold? Everybody back at it. Thousandaire comes back and we all have Super Saiyan energy again. Boy, and then you go to this, man. Oh, goodness. Yeah, the 65s are so good. I can't wait till I have the full set of MS65s up on the wall. This coin is the most valuable graded coin that I have, by the way. I showed it yesterday on the live stream. This is currently my most valuable graded coin. A 1921 S in VF25. So very few of these in the world, and very few of these in a higher grade than what it is. Yeah, I told you 1,000 there. I'm kind of lukewarm too. I hope we stagnate, you know, but we've been kind of in this downward trend since February. Oh yeah, get some nice walkers. Walkers are beautiful, man. Walkers are beautiful. They have a 2016, they made like a commemorative walker that is a gold coin, so you can always do that too. And there's that back part. Look at that beauty. Pretty decent coin, honestly, for 25. Yeah, this coin current market, I think they have it listed around $1,250. So you're more excited to buy gold at 4K than silver at 70. Yeah, surprisingly gold, I mean, I know it's come down like 20%, you know, from 5,000. Silver's come down a lot. Silver got hit hard, guys. And yeah, silver went up way too much, but it's really gotten hit hard. And I don't understand. I don't know. I'm not trying to be pessimistic here. I don't see the catalyst that brings silver back up into the 90s or 100s anytime soon. I lost my opinion about it when it started going above 100. I kind of just gave up, like trying to predict it. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna ride the wave because I don't know what's going on. A decent coin. Yeah, so I know Catcom's trying to get me to get his 16s, 2000 or 1916s. So we got to get there. But the collection's growing. I got like 10 or 12 of these coins now. The rare key dates, you know, these 1921s are hard to get. So this is about a $475 coin. This is a 1921D, another rare key date, VG08. I was thinking with this one, you see how there's these like tan lines, those two toning lines that go right through the coin on the left and the right of the lady. So I'm considering sending this one off to that numismatic like conservation service, NCS, and seeing if they would accept this coin. I mean, it's graded VG08 with PCGS gold label. So like, I doubt that they would say it's like, you know, cleaned or anything, but I'm wondering if they would consider giving it its conservation services, because what I hear is that it basically gets rid of all this toning and all these like defective colors, and it makes them look real nice and lustrous again. So that would probably be worth doing. I think it would be worth doing. The worst case is they say like, no, it's not a good candidate for the service, and you just pay them. But if they did and this thing came back like without those lines, I bet it would like increase the value just off of like have a little bit better eye appeal. It may even increase the grade if it had better eye appeal. I don't know. Yeah, that was one of those cool coins as well that I picked up. I have walkers. I'm talking about walker serpents. I don't have any Merc dimes. Oh, I mean, I have like maybe one or two. I think I have more barber dimes than I have Merc dimes. I don't really collect dimes and quarters. I'm just focused on a $50. It's enough for me. There's enough to learn and study about just the Walking Liberty $50. And I have legit like 8 books on grading, counterfeits, grading, and specifically the Walking Liberty $50 that I've been using to like educate myself. And it's been a cool journey, man. It's been a really cool journey learning about these. And you know, obviously a good way to learn is to buy them. You spend your money on them, look at them, you learn and evaluate them bit by bit. It's expensive, but you also, like, I've been playing with those. PCGS and NGC both have registries that you can go on and like register your coins in these sets, and that's been a lot of fun, kind of just growing my set over time. If you ever like on there and you want to look at it, all of my sets on all the services are called Silver Dragoon set or something like that. Not very creative, but it works. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for the little Sunday afternoon grading show. I've got 2 coins. We'll hold these aside and maybe find some time to get them graded. And we'll get I'm looking at conservation for this one, so I would like to get to like a 10 coin submission just to make the, you know, like the average cost after you factor in like insurance and shipping and stuff to be much lower. So I've got some work to do to go find some new walkers. Maybe I need to hit up some LCSs and stuff on vacations and see if I can find some really nice walkers to pull out and try to get graded, or go to some coin shows and see if I can pull out some really nice ones. That's going to be probably my plan. Is coin shows would be a better opportunity. Or I can go shopping on eBay, and I can go through eBay and I can really fine tooth comb some of these walkers that they have there and see if I can get some. You have 2 barbers. One is a 1916 and one is a oh, nice, dude. You have 2 barbers. What are they? Because the barber, am I crazy? It stopped at like 1915? 1916 I thought was the first year of the Walking Liberty. But yeah, there you go. And welcome iStack Gold. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging out with us tonight or today, and I hope you're all well. And I'll see you guys when markets are active. You know, we'll be chatting in the Discord. So if you have Discord, feel free to join our Discord or reach out to me and ask for the link, and I'll give you a link. We'll keep chatting about silver and gold and stocks and crypto and finance and all that stuff, more so in the Discord than on these live streams anymore. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy. Also, we got UFC 250 tonight or whatever it is. UFC tonight. We've got, I think we've got the hockey NHL playoffs. The Knicks just won, so some good stuff to watch tonight. Peace.